Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Financial Advantage podcast. We're powered by the Wells Funding Group. My name is Dennis Wells, and I'm excited to have Robert Casella and Elena Stefanoski with me today. They're both with Preferred Shore Realty Group in the Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida area. Thank you all for joining me today.
Oh, happy to be aboard.
Yep, same.
I love it. I love it. So I think this is probably the first time that I've done a podcast with more than one person. So we're glad to have you here. But it really made a lot of sense because I was talking with Elena and knowing Robert, just the mentor-mentee relationship that you had was really intriguing, and so wanted to explore a lot of that here today.
Great.
Cool. So Robert, how did you get started in the business?
I got started in the business when I moved here in 2007. I went to go work for a builder, Lennar, in a community called Heritage Harbor. So that's how I cut my teeth. I worked for the builder for 5 years during the, really at the onset of the recession. So it was a trial by fire when I got my first start in real estate. But it really set the stage for me to become a great sales agent, only because you have the builder requires results to sell, and in that type of time frame, it was incredibly difficult to sell. So that set the stage for me to go into real estate. That foundation from working with the builder.
Yeah, I love it. And Elena, how did you get in the business?
So I never really thought that I would be a real estate agent. What happened was I think a little over 5 years ago, maybe 6, my husband got me the real estate course as a Christmas gift. And so he basically said, oh, just take the classes and then just, you can, try it out. So that's how that happened. We were living in the Chicago area at the moment. I didn't really do anything with it there because we had decided to move to Florida in 2020. So that's when I activated my Florida license. So I had to do Illinois license and I had to do the Florida license. So I activated when I moved here early 2020. And I think around March time is when I hung my license, and that's when I met Robert.
Okay, very good. Very good. So, Robert, how many agents have you mentored over the years?
Oh boy. I'd probably say in total, probably about maybe about 10 or between 10 and 12, I'll say. It's hard to keep track at this point, but yeah, I'd say that would be an accurate number.
Okay. And so what led you into going from starting and working with the builder? Did you how did you get into building a team and mentoring other agents?
I was my team lead at Keller Williams at the time, said, you're doing a lot of business, you may want to try, building a team, that's really the next challenge for you in terms of your evolution of becoming a realtor. That had success with others would create success for me. So I was really challenged at the beginning of my real estate career in general real estate to focus on forming a team, and that was from my team lead, who believed in me and thought that could be a good idea. So in a way, that person mentored me to kind of get into building a team, and ended up being a successful endeavor.
Yeah, very, very good. So, so Elena, when you started, did you felt like you needed a mentor, or was that as you went into Preferred Shores that they connected you that way?
So Robert and I actually met at Keller Williams originally.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I felt I wanted a mentor because first of all, I didn't know anything about real estate. I didn't know, we do a lot of business in Lakewood Ranch. And that was obviously a new neighborhood. I didn't really know, much about it. And I have 3 kids. So, almost 5 years ago, they were much younger than what they are now. So my time was very limited to, I didn't want to take all of my time with real estate because I still wanted to be an involved mother as I am. So I thought having, a team, a mentor for the education, and then teammates to help each other out in those times when you need somebody to cover for you, or just to help each other, in the business.
Yeah, I love it, and I think it shows wisdom as well as humility to be like, hey, I'm getting into a business. I don't know everything about it. Let me get connected with someone that that has been where I want to be.
Yes, and I can't stress it enough. Now that I've been in the business for almost 5 years, I mean, that went super quick. But Robert knows, I have other agents approaching me weekly, how do you do things? How do you, find leads? How do you run your business? And it's mostly newer agents who are also looking to, upskill their business. And I say, I can't stress enough, if you're brand new, find a mentor, like find somebody who is willing to take you under their wing and show you the ropes, because it's a very demanding industry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's knowledge. You have to have the knowledge for your market, for, the industry, the business. And it's not something that you can learn overnight. It's definitely something that you learn as you go and you gain experience. And that's what Robert has been for me.
Yeah, I love it. Robert, what are some qualities that you look for when you're looking at someone that could potentially be mentored by you in the real estate business?
Well, I think someone that's a self-starter, with the whole scope of things, being a mentor is the definition of being a mentor in my mind, is being able to point people in the right direction. I can't do the work for you, and that's how Elena was so fantastic. I would point her in the right direction, but she did the execution. My contribution was 10%, her contribution was 90%. She just followed the path, and I just kind of was there for support as she learned and grew. And the best part of that mentor-mentee relationship is ultimately, as they ramp up and get better, you end up learning from your mentee, and they become the mentor for you as well. So.
Yeah. What are some things that you personally learned from Elena?
I think what I've learned from her, there's a multitude of things that I've learned from her, but I think it's just a constant reminder of, in this business, because it is so challenging, to be relentless in your pursuit of, in this case, real estate. This is not for the faint of heart, real estate. So you really have to be on. You have to be almost 100% all the time. 100%. If you're at 98%, you could lose that business to another realtor that is as relentless as you. So you have to be high octane at all times, and Elena certainly is the epitome of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, Elena, are you? You say people are coming to you now. Are you starting to mentor other agents as well?
Yes, I started mentoring agents about a year and a half ago, maybe. I don't remember the timeline, but it's definitely been a little bit over a year. So I help Robert, with running the team, and then the new agents that we hire, I help Robert mentor them. They can, they have open doors to both of us. They can go to Robert for certain things, and they can come to me for other things. So it has definitely been a very rewarding place to be.
Yeah, I love it. I imagine, Robert, that must be very rewarding when someone that you're mentoring is now able to mentor someone else.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, in terms of the development of the agents on the team, she's been influential on them, and in some cases more influential than I am, because she's she's invested in their development. And that's a, that when I look at it that way, it's pretty awesome that, the moving parts of the organization are now creating more opportunities for other agents to join the group.
Yeah. Now, how many agents do you have in your group currently?
Well, we have Carrie Ann, who is, she's a bright star. She's one of those gals that just makes you smile every time you talk to her. We have Christina, who is probably, yeah, she's the youngest on our team, but she's probably the most like Elena. So Elena has been mentoring her very closely. So that's pretty exciting. I have Sakina, who is newer to the team, but again, just as bright as can be, and very. She takes care of her customers at a high level. And then we have Chi, who is my original member of my team. And she's not doing as much real estate right now, but she was a foundational element for me in creating my team when I first started out.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. Because that, one of the things that I've heard a lot is that when something is healthy, it grows. Like your kids being healthy, they grow, they mature, they get new skills, and so same thing with business. If your business is healthy, it's going to grow. People are going to have more opportunities, and not only opportunities for themselves, but opportunities to help other people on the team.
Sure.
Yes, I agree.
I love it.
Yeah, I feel like Robert and I have, over the course of the several years that we've been working together, we have created a really fun environment for everybody on the team. And when we get together, I mean, we're loud and we laugh a lot. So
yes, we do.
I feel like that's a very important element, even when we're not doing real estate. It's just, just being, free to be yourself and laugh.
Yeah, I love it. I think that culture piece is huge, and sometimes that's hard to define. But talk a lot about enjoying each other's company. What are some things that you do to really, create that culture in your team?
I think Elena hit it on the head. I don't. It's not that I'm not serious. I am serious when it comes to business, but when it comes to running a team, laughing and smiling and just having funny conversations over text over the course of the day, that's what makes me smile. I want to enjoy what I do, and I'll be honest with you. The gals on the team, they really provide that to me. Elena and I can't even tell you how many times we chat a day, and half the time we're saying funny things, and it's not about real estate, but that really drives me because it's makes me smile, and you need that in a very challenging environment like real estate.
And I want to add to that, and I don't think it's anything that we do in particular. It's just I'm myself, Robert is himself. So just being yourself, you attract like-minded people. And I feel like everyone who is on the team, it's very similar to us. So it's not about just being on a team. You should find the right team that fits within your culture. And everything is just spontaneous and everything is very natural.
Yeah, what I hear you saying, is knowing who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and finding people that, if you're getting into the business, finding people who are like you, but also from the team building perspective, you're wanting to find people that have the same vision and values, so that they fit into the culture that you've already created.
Yeah, it's a mindset thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So and I pick up some you were saying, Robert, about the fact that it's not always just about business all the time. It's about doing life together that I think adds a dynamic, sounds like.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about it is, you know, just like when Elena started, she's part of my storyline, my life storyline, which is a big deal. She's part of my life. I'll, always, when I look back at things, I'll always think of, Elena and the relationship we had. She's built into the fabric of my personal story. So, and that's an enriching thing for me because I really, I can honestly say I'll use the strong word love working with Elena because of who she is as a person, and of course what she can do in business and help me, as I said, become the mentee to her mentor. It becomes a there's some reciprocity there, and we help each other grow, and then that translates into growth for the team as well.
Yeah, it's good to have not just one person, but like I said, the whole team, because as you go through business, it's not an easy industry. So there's days where myself, I feel down, and then I have the team to bring me up, and then we have another agent or Robert himself is not feeling great. Something's not going according to plan. It's never according to plan with real estate, really. So we have that, positive reinforcement to each other, and just giving each other a pep talk or a smack. I don't know, sometimes. So it's very important. It's important to have core people who you can be yourself with. And, Robert has probably seen the happiest of me and the saddest of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's apparent, just with this conversation about, your interaction with each other, how that you have really grown together over the past 4 or 5 years, and have really created, something pretty amazing. And yeah, I love the illustration, or the realization that nobody's going to be up all the time, but when you have other people around you, if one is down, the others can lift them up.
Yes.
So,
definitely.
well, what are some things you all like to do when you're, I work with a lot of realtors. I know real estate is 24/7 business, but what are some things that you all like to do when you're not doing real estate?
For me, I like to, garden. That's something I enjoy doing. And other than that, my son is off to college, so I don't have the opportunity to really hang out with him anymore, but I do with my 2 dogs. So I enjoy hanging out with my dogs and taking walks with them. And again, I like to dabble in cooking, but that's not as prominent as I like it to be because of my schedule. But
Yeah,
those are some points of interest for me.
yeah, I love it. How about you, Elena?
Uh, Honestly, most of my time is taken up by the kids.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do things that I like. Sometimes I do things that I have to do, or I get to do, I should say. It's just a lot of, schoolwork, activities. We do a lot of fun stuff. We travel when we can. I like to cook. I probably cook a little more than Robert currently, because I have 2 growing boys, and food is very important right now.
No, 100%. And I'm sure Robert can say once they hit the teenage years, then it's really going to be super important, and probably quite a bit more expensive
Yes.
with growing boys for
Yeah,
sure.
I think I'm already feeling it. They're constantly hungry, so.
Yes, it's probably not going to get any better.
Well, thank you for that.
Sorry, hate to be the bearer of bad news. No, but it's great. It's great to see him grow and develop. So, as a team, or what are your thoughts on developing the team over the next 3 to 5 years?
I think it's right now it's navigating the new way real estate is being done, with the buyer broker agreements, and really educating the buyers on that process, since they didn't require, or we weren't required to have a buyer broker agreement signed prior to taking people out to see homes. Now that is a reality. So that's going to be instrumental in terms of uh, developing our agents in a way that they're successful in administering that buyer broker agreement to buyers, and educating them on that process. I think that's going to be critical over the next couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. Robert and I, we interview other agents. Not everybody that we interview ends up coming on the team. And that's, both ways. We always give other agents the opportunity to, it's not about just going on a team. Like I said earlier, you have to want to be in, that environment, that culture. So some, it's just, there's a lot that comes with a team, and sometimes newer agents get hung up or, on one thing or another. And sometimes it's not a good fit for them. Sometimes it's not a good fit for us. So it's just very important, hiring the right like-minded individuals who are going to, like Robert said earlier, do the work. We're on a team and we're here to help each other, but you have to be self-motivated. No one's like Robert and I will help you with whatever you need, and we'll be here to assist you, but we're not going to be calling you every hour and ask you what you're doing.
Right. I think it was Jim Rohn that once said that I can't do your push-ups for you. It's like we can give you the plan, but you have to implement. If you're not going to, make the phone calls, have the conversations,
Yes.
And it just takes, to me anyways, a certain number of consultations with people before you get comfortable with, how you're doing it, and and learning ways to present that you're just not going to get if you don't get, for lack of a better word, those at bats.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, very good. And see, there was one thing else that you brought up there. Just that. So when you are interviewing people to be a part of the team, do you have like a, kind of like a written checklist of what you're looking at, or do you just kind of have like a mental vision of the team and you're able to pick out, hey, this person seems to be a good fit or not?
I don't think we have a formula.
I think sometimes we do, personality profile tests for them if we really want to, if we're trying to learn a little bit about them, and if the interview isn't, doesn't reveal as much as we'd like, we do those personality profiles to kind of see how they'd mesh on a team and what their, motivation level is. So, Elena will interview them, I'll interview them. So we've got two sets of eyes on them to kind of determine whether or not they'd be a good fit for the team. So it's a collaborative effort to evaluate people when we're considering adding to the team.
No, I love it. I love it. What technology are you all using now in your business that is helping you create better relationships with clients?
Well, I think part of what Elena has done, particularly particularly effective, is her social media. She's present, omnipresent on Facebook and on Instagram and other social platforms. So she's really marketed herself as a go-to realtor in that forum, and that I think has provided a lot of success for the formula she's adopted.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, is there any question that I should have asked you that I didn't ask today?
I think, you covered the bases. I'm sure we could figure out more questions as we went along and have a 5-hour marathon. But I think you covered a wide array of subjects, and I think they speak for themselves. So
Yeah, I'm not trying to compete with Joe Rogan and go 3 hours or anything. So
right.
yeah, there are some that are really good at that. Not so much me, but well, Robert and Elena, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast here today. I'm sure a lot of people would love to get in touch with you, whether they're looking to buy or sell real estate, or potentially take that first step to get into the business and get on a team. Robert, what's the best way for someone to get in touch with you?
I would just say, the phone is always my go-to, and that, phone number is 941-961-4037. And our email address is robert@lwrhome.com. And of course, our website is www.lwrhome.com. And those are all ways to get in contact with me directly. And that's what I got.
Awesome. And Elena, how about you?
Same. I mean, I'm always available, email, text, phone call, whatever. I adjust to whatever others, prefer.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us on the podcast today. We would love it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform that you are listening to this on. And of course, share this episode with 3 or 4 of your other friends that are interested in real estate and growing their wealth that way. We are the Financial Advantage, powered by the Wells Funding Group. You can reach myself and the team at 219-230-8400. Elena, Robert, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Well, thank you for having us.